Topic today, combining negative numbers. So make some notes, hit pause. When you're ready to move on, hit play again. Starter for today. Starter 4B, off you go. Hit pause. When you're ready, we'll go through the answers. Alice, Will, write something down, have a go. And the rest, have a go at every question. Okay, question number 1. What fraction is equivalent to the second part of the ratio 1 to 4? First part is 1, the second part is 4. So total number of parts is 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. So the second part is going to be, you should have 4 out of 5. That's your solution. Writing ascending order. So what do we have to do first? Make them the same. Okay, you can't compare percentages, fractions and decimals unless you have the same. So in this case we're going to make them all decimals. 74% as a decimal should have 0.74. 3/4 as a decimal 75% or 0.75, and we've got 0.71. So in ascending order, we got the smallest first, 0.71, then 74%, and finally 3/4. Okay, there are a couple of ways of doing question 3. It's a recipe for 8 cakes, uses 200 grams of butter, 120 grams of sugar. How much butter and sugar do you use for 10 cakes? Now I like the idea of, you can find one cake and then multiply it out for 10 by dividing by 8. But I really like the idea of using a table. So we've got the cakes here, and we've got butter in grams, and then we've got sugar also in grams. So the number of cakes is, for 8 cakes you've got 200 grams of butter and 120 grams of sugar. Now to get to 10 I need to add 2. So to get the extra 2 I can divide by 4. So if I say divide by 4, divide everything by 4, that gives me 2 here. 200 divided by 4 give me 50. 120 divided by 4 give me 30, and I can combine them then together. So that's 10 cakes, 250 grams of butter, 150 grams of sugar. Mode. What does mode mean? Most common. So our mode is 3, because there are more 3s than the others. Median. Median is the number in the middle after you've put them in order. So we've got 1 on each side, cancels, another 1 cancels. We end up with 2 in the middle. So we're looking for the midpoint of those 2. And to find the midpoint, you do 4 add 8 divided by 2. So that's 12 over 2. So our midpoint is 6. Median is 6. Simplify. It means we collect like terms. Remember, don't try and split them. Keep them together. So you got 7a plus 2a, and we carry on in a line. Plus 5b minus 3b. Don't try and do the a's and b's separately. And then we put another equals there. So you should have 9a plus 2b. If you wrote 9a on one side and then you wrote 2b randomly on the other side, it's still wrong. You have to put them together. Okay, a couple more questions. Okay, so hit pause when you're ready to go through the answers. Hit play again. Like I say, everybody have a go at every question. Okay, we don't want anyone leaving no blank spaces waiting for the answer. Doesn't help. So on question 6, criticize the question below. Do you think that driving too fast is very irresponsible? Now that's what's known as a leading question. Okay. It's taking you down the road and telling you what to answer. Driving too fast is irresponsible. It doesn't ask you about your opinion, it's actually giving you an opinion. Okay? And question number 7, got to match the graph to the statement. Joe accelerates to a maximum speed, then immediately switches directions, traveling at the same speed in the opposite direction, and she slows down and stops. So which one is it going to be? Let's label these. A, B, C, D. So she accelerates to maximum speed and then immediately switches and travels in the opposite direction when she's slowing then. Okay, so that's our answer then. It's B. Okay, good. What I want you to do is to RAG rate your starter, putting a comment as well. So this is a recap lesson for you, looking at negative numbers. So negative numbers are numbers below 0. You can use them in temperature. We're going to see that over the winter when you jump in your car. Debt, you can owe the bank or owe others money, so you go in the red, or heights below sea level. Okay, so we've got our number line here. There's 0 in the middle, positive numbers and negative numbers going down. Okay. To add, when you add, you just count to the right, and when you subtract, you just count to the left. Okay. So what I want you to do in your books then is to put these notes in from here where it says count. Just make that, put a circle around it, and I want those arrows in as well. Okay. So everything in the red box, make notes on those. And I want you need to actually include a number line. Okay. Use a ruler and a pencil to draw on that arrow there, add and subtract. Simply counting. So hit pause. Once you finish copying, hit play, and we'll look at some more questions then. Adding, you know 2 add 5 is 7. What we're doing is we're looking at where we start and where we end up. That's how we do that. You start at 2 and then you add 5, so you count 5 steps to the right, and that's how you get to 7. That's what you're used to doing. You do that quickly in your head. 0 add 6, you know the answer is going to be 6. You start at 0 and then you count. Because you're adding, you count to the right. The same sort of thing when we have negative numbers. So you got -3 add 7, so you start at -3. Because you've drawn a number line in your book, you can use that to count. Start at -3 and then you count 7 to the right. And that gives us then 4. -5 add 5. Can you do that in your head? Should be able to. You've got to think about where you're starting. So where the first term starts at -5 and then we're adding 5 to that. That takes us up to 0. Okay. Finally, we've got -4 add 7, so you're start at the first term. -4, and then you count 7 to the right. That takes us to 3. Okay, so what I want you to do is write example, and you've got 10 questions. Off you go. So these are 10 examples. Quick as you can. Once you've finished, we will mark them and RAG them. Okay, take your time, use the number line to count. When you're ready, hit play again and we look at the answers. So we've got our solutions. 1 is 2, 2 is 1. Remember, mark with a green pen. 3, 5, 4, should have 0 there. Minus 3, minus 1. So from minus 10 add 20, you get 10 and minus 7. Okay, so rag rate your work. Should be neat. Should have all the questions written down. And moving on. Subtracting, you simply count to the left. Okay, 7 take away 5 is 2. So you start at 7 and you go back 5, sorry, and gives you 2. 6 take away 6, so you start at 6 and you count 6 to the left, taking us to 0. 4 take away 7, start at 4, and we're going to end up with a negative solution, minus 3. Okay, no take away 5, what do we think? What's the answer going to be? Let's have a look. You start at 0, start at the first term, and then we take away 5, make it smaller by 5. That's minus 5. Any ideas on the answers of that one? Minus 2, minus 7. So you start at minus 2 and you count 7 to the left. Minus 9. Again, write examples. 10 quick questions. Hit pause. When you're ready to have a look at the answers, hit play again. Okay. So number 1 is obvious, as is number 2. And then on the third one, you're starting at 3 and you're counting, you're making it smaller by 5. Minus 2, minus 7, minus 6, minus 1, minus 1, minus 2, minus 5, minus 8, minus 10, and minus 15. Good. Rag rated. And now write classwork. We'll go through some questions. Okay, and some questions for you to be getting on with. Good luck. There you go. That might be better a little bit larger. Once you've completed those, you got the challenge section 3. Good. Once you've finished, you can have a look at the answers then. Exercise 3C. There they are. And you can rag rate your work. Good luck.